there were her parents and I think 2 or 3 of her aunties. Mom, I think her mom's sisters, if my memory serves me right. And I remember I knew things were thick when I said hello to everyone in the living room and the door was locked behind me. And someone put the key in their pocket.
Yo.
I was like, what is going on here? And I was told, young man, have a seat. So we hear you are planning to go and visit our daughter. I was like, yes, I'll be going next Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. I'm also going to be shopping for stuff for my mom's office. And they were not happy about that. I was accused of all sorts of things, including conspiring to impregnate her. It was drama, man. I was like, so anyway, I left that place completely crushed, deflated. I had no words. So I get home, immediately my folks could tell something was wrong. And my mom asked me, I wasn't in very good terms with my mom. I constantly at loggerheads with my mom back then. I thought I was a man. I could, didn't have to explain myself to her. Just being a disrespectful idiot, basically. So I didn't tell her what had happened. So I was sitting there in the living room and my dad asked me, what's up, dude? And so I told him what happened and he laughed. The guy just laughed in my face. I was so pissed. I went up to bed. And so the next morning, he tells me, well, I happen to know the permanent secretary and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, since they work next door to my office. I'll go and ask them if it's possible for them to block you. And so in the evening, he came back with a good report. He's like, that's nonsense. Don't worry. I'll drop you off to the airport. And that's how I went to SA.
And how was SA? What was the experience like?
Oh man, it was
because it's the first time you
life-changing.
First and foremost, Pretoria, night and day compared to Nairobi at the time.
Oh my God!
And you're landing, of course, in Joburg, which is
like, am I still in Africa? Are you kidding me? I mean, I has no idea what to expect. I mean, I just knew I was going to South Africa, which was, we used to listen to really cool South African music back then. So I knew there was a cool culture in SA, but I had no idea what I was about to experience. It was amazing. I mean, that 4-hour flight to Joburg, oh my God. I land there, the airport was just
humongous.
Made JKIA feel like a kiosk. And I took I think it was a 30-minute drive from Joburg to Pretoria on the highway. First time I've seen a proper highway. Trucks are doing 120 kilometers an hour, nice spacious roads. I look like a kid from Shags coming to Nairobi.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, so I get to Pretoria and I checked in to the hotel and I called Dorothy's guardians, who she was staying with, and I don't know what I expected, but I think it was the aunt. She picked up the phone and said, yeah, we've been expecting you. We were told you were instructed not to come. Why are you here? And I said, well, I understand that's what Dorothy's parents would have preferred, but I mean no harm. I like Dorothy. She's my girlfriend. With all due respect, I just wanted to ask for permission to see her. And I think that took them by surprise. Next thing I know, they're showing up to my hotel. Both guardians and their firstborn son, big-bodied guy, as backup, probably. Yeah.
Oh my God! This is the story.
Yeah. So they show up. A million questions. I was interrogated. Who are you? Whose son are you? What are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I explained myself, and finally they said, well, Dorothy's father does not want you interacting with Dorothy, but we can see that there's no ill intention. Of course, she can't be out late after dark, so we give you permission to see her during the day. yeah, so that's how my SA trip went down, man.
That is, first and foremost, I mean, there's a lesson there, and I'm not, the fact that you were still honest, and I'm saying there's a lesson there because this repeats in your character. This repeats in all your stories, where even though it's difficult, what you're trying to get, you're still in, like, if I was the one who had arrived at SA, I would have found a different way to contact her without going through.
Yeah, I mean, what choice did I have? I mean, also I knew the kind of person Dorothy was. She didn't want to disrespect her parents at all. She was terrified to dishonor her auntie who was hosting her, you know, and I didn't want to create issues, you know. So I just had to, you know, grab the bull by the horns, as it were, and just be upfront about it. And I think they respected that.
Yeah.
And they allowed me to see. Not only did I hang out with Dorothy, I hung out with their daughter as well.
What?
So,
how old are you at this time?
I was 19. I was 19.
You were 32, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it today, and I'm like, what on earth was all that about? But you know, all these things they tie up together as you grow up. Whether or not you make a mistake, there's lessons there. You know, I've lost touch with them since, because you know I moved to the States for school, and you know, Dorothy and I didn't. Our relationship did not survive the long distance, and you know, I hope they're doing well.
Yeah. This is a story, and I think I love it. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to hear one more thing, and then we touch. Now we enter university, and for me, it's as somebody who went to school. I went to school in SA, 4 years, uni. How was it? And I know what that from a cultural perspective, being in that country did. There's racism which came in. There's even the advancements of the country is insane. What was it like? Did you buy the computer? What was that experience like being in another country?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was eye-opening. It was inspiring. You know, ever since that day.
And wait, hold on. The money for the hotel?
My dad hooked me up. Like I said, my dad probably quintupled my savings just so I was comfortable on my trip. Okay. I don't even know if he told mom, which is why I say I think he was secretly proud of me.
Yeah.
First of all, for being man enough to save my own chums. Granted, he was my biggest customer anyway. Yeah. And see,
but you saved. You didn't have to save.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. What I meant when I said we won the lottery on parents. My parents are just they're something else. So yeah, I had plenty, man. I was balling. I was buying lunches and dinners for everyone. I bought a computer. Dorothy took me shopping to a mall. First time in a proper mall. Forget this thing we used to call the mall in Westland. Yeah, it's a joke compared to.
It's a kiosk.
Yeah, I mean, it was life changing. And I always tell people, especially young people. I was just having this conversation a week and a half ago with some young guys, and Aroro, Aaron Rimbui was there, and we were both advising the young people we had just met that traveling and leaving your normal environment is so important in life. It opens you up to things you had no idea you were missing. It inspires you to more. It cultivates creativity. I mean,
it expands the vision.
You can't overstate the importance of travel and seeing a new culture, experiencing something new. It does things to you that you can't come back from. And that's exactly what that trip did for me.
I love it. You know, we may have, and I put this in quotes, made fun of somebody coming from Shags to Nairobi, but that's traveling. That's getting out of your environment and going to explore a new environment, despite the fear.
Absolutely.
Despite the fear.
I mean, yeah, we take it for granted. So last year, 2020, December, we took our kids to the coast for the first time. You know, my kids are aged 8 to 4. And we thought their first trip to the coast should be at an age where they can appreciate it. Because it's expensive.
Yep.
And it's time consuming. We don't do that and then they don't remember. So we finally took them to the coast, and we made a decision to take our nanny along just to help. You know, I also wanted it to be a break for
your wife.
Yeah, for my wife, so she's not constantly, she carries most of that load.
Shout out Aika.
And our nanny, Sarah, Sarah is probably in her 50s. She's a grandma. Has never seen the ocean in her life. Has never flown in her life. I mean, we thought it was gonna be fun for the kids. Sarah was like one of the kids. I mean,
yep, fully get it.
And that really it did something to me. Number one, just appreciating the fact that I had a chance to experience those things early in life, whereas so many people don't.
To you, it's norm.
Yeah, to us it might be normal. I mean, it's a flight to Diani today is not. It's 6,000 bob on jumbo jet. I mean, people should really take advantage of those opportunities, even to travel within Kenya. If you can't leave Kenya, fine. You can drive across the border into Tanzania or Uganda.
Yep.
That alone will do things to you.
Go to the Mara.
Exactly.
And for us locals, it's so much cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, so that really brought home to me the importance of seeing new things and experiencing. I mean, half the time we were there, Sarah would stand at the beach and stare at the water. I'm not kidding. In the sun all day, and I'm like, Sarah, are you okay? Like, I have never seen this much water in my life. This is crazy. You know, she's from Western Kenya. You would think being near Lake Victoria, no, she's like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or even the experience to fly and be floating in the air. So, I mean, that's exactly what I went through on that trip to SA.
You just reminded about last week. We took my daughter, my 3-year-old, to the coast. And she saw them. They love swimming. They saw the big ocean. She's like, Daddy, that swimming pool is too big. I don't know.
Hey,
but so I do understand. I can imagine now a 50-year-old seeing it from that same.
Yeah, she's just been hearing, you know, coast, Indian Ocean, never seen.
Okay.
Never laid her eyes on it.
So let's take a slight break, 2-minute break. We continue this conversation. When we come back, let's definitely enter your university story.
Twende.